Alright, welcome to Insomniac Live. Happy National Letter of Intent signing day for you college football fans out there like myself. It's been a good one for Nebraska. And I hope all of you watched yesterday when we built a PC in North Carolina. You have a chance to win it. There's all sorts of details on that stream and elsewhere, but we're giving away like 3 really nice gaming PCs. And, you know, there's not that many people entering in comparison of, like, contests out there where there's, like, 1 million people or a lottery. So you should definitely check that out and enter. But today, we're going to play the brand new, old is new
it's
again.
Refreshed.
Brand new for the third time.
Yeah.
Brand new for the third time. Shadow of the Colossus on PlayStation 4, which is, some people are like, oh, it's a remake. I think it's kind of more of a remaster since it's not like the game changed at all, really.
Yeah. So far, everything looks the same.
Right. I mean, it's nicer, and we can have this conversation more as we get into it.
It's introducing it to a new audience that maybe missed it, and then also those of us who love it and want to play it again.
Well, when you think about it, too, Shadow of the Colossus was from Japan Studio, and this remaster, remake, whatever you want to call it, was done by Blue Point Games. Shadow of the Colossus was a PS2 game that was sort of like it was more successful than Eco, which was the game that preceded it, but it was still relatively niche, I think. And then it came out remastered on PS3 and did well there, but PS3 was sort of, the secondary console behind Xbox 360. And now that like the mass audience is on PS4 and it's a quiet springtime period,
It's
if you're
time
playing
has
Monster
come.
Hunter,
It's going to catch on this time.
It's going to be big. You can't find the special edition anywhere. Like, it's impossible to play it and or find that. And it was good. It's a great game. I've played it several times. I don't know if you guys played it. I hold on. Let me introduce who's sitting here. Jesus Christ, I got on a whole rampage. Timmy Jordan, one of our designers here working on Spider-Man PlayStation 4. Alex Previty, who's one of our audio designers. God, I almost said sound. But we were discussing how we call them audio designers.
He was about to leave. So
like, I'm out, and he's like, drops it. My name's James Stevenson, and we're going to play this game. But anyway, Shadow of the Colossus. It's a long cutscene before we actually get to start playing. So
got a few hours.
Let's talk about you guys' history with Shadow of the Colossus. But before we do that real quick, hello to everyone in chat. I see lots of people like Arcana Legacy, Liggy 17,623, Beanerbow, obligatory username, the Habinski, Spyroa. Hello, everybody. And now, let's talk about it. Guys in chat, what's your history with Shadow of the Colossus? Who's played it? Who hasn't played it? How about you guys?
I've played it. I definitely play it. I think I play it every year. Anytime anybody asks me, like, so what are you playing these days? I'm like, I'm still playing Shadow of the Colossus. I'm just going back all the time and playing it. So,
how many times have you played through it then?
And then maybe 6 or 7.
Wow.
That's not a lot, or is that a lot? I don't know.
It's a good deal.
It feels like a lot for somebody who's busy. I don't know. It could be a lot.
I think I played this game.
That's like every other year since it came out, right?
Yeah.
I played this game 5 or 6 times, but obviously I played it 3 times for the PS2 and 2 or 3 times for the PS3. So.
And then there's hard mode and time attack and all those kinds of crazy stuff.
You gotta do that.
It's the game that keeps on giving.
I played it twice. I played it on PS2 and then I played it on PS3.
Well, then you just relax.
Yep, I'm not as... But there's too many games. I always feel like I'm crushed under the weight of a bunch of video games that I want to play and don't have time to. That's my...
But this one's just so timeless. It's got this, it's not trying to kind of hang on to any kind of trends that are happening right now. It knows exactly what it is. It's got sort of its theme and simplicity of gameplay, and it just, finds every possible way to sort of make climbing and stabbing exciting.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think with this game is a lot of games, especially with a lot of Japanese games, it kind of have so much plot, so many twists, it kind of gets convoluted. And the great thing about Team Ico's games, especially this one, the plot is so simple, so minimal, and so effective. And I feel like there's so much good execution with keeping it simple and elegant. In this game.
You live the story.
Yeah.
They set up the story in the beginning. This girl is dead, and we need to, sacrifice these 16 colossi to bring her back. And then the rest of the game is all right, let's get to it. And so we get to really sort of live the story and feel like you really feel the sense of you are the one who is performing this this deed.
There's like one cutscene at the beginning, like one tiny one in the middle, and like one at the end. Like that's it.
Yeah, and the rest is just
gameplay,
playing. Yeah, climbing up stuff.
Yeah,
grabbing on the hair. You can feel it.
Yeah, the grabbing.
Grabbing on the seagulls. Have you done that yet?
Oh yeah, there's you can ride. You can like jump off of your horse and grab onto like a hawk. And I think it's the hawk from the opening cutscene, and you can just fly kind of like a glide around on him and stuff, or hang on him. Lots of great little secrets in this game. Yeah. Do we see anything?
So the interesting thing too, I think, like of the story, and the fun aspect for it for me was like always this sort of like, okay, you want to bring her back to life, go kill these like 12 magnificent creatures.
Right. Yeah.
Like go destroy. Go and they're like you had this sense of like the game like forced you into this sense of sort of like compassion and sadness about the killing you had to do. Wasn't, and it's like, is this worth it? Is it worth destroying these gigantic, beautiful creatures that don't really care about you and would ignore you entirely?
It's bittersweet, and then like you see like their like their eyes go out, and then they sort of fall, and like they crash to this ground in this beautiful way, and you're like.
And the music's like pretty gorgeous too. Yeah,
and the music's all like sad about it.
I read that there was another Colossus that they'd cut that was like a giant spider, and one of the reasons why they cut it was that nobody was upset that it died. They were like, "Oh, thank God, I hate spiders." So they had to keep everything somewhat ambiguous in terms of.
Felt bad about the first 11, but fuck that one.
Screw that spider. Ugh.
Can I just kill 12 of those?
Yeah, let's just do more spiders. So. But again, I think they, really, really keep sort of the theming intact through all of the gameplay and all of their choices and stuff. So, favorite game, as you can see, this is my favorite game of all time.
It is your favorite game of all time?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think mine too, but that changes like every day. But like top 3 for sure.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. That's a strong recommendation. Strong recommendation, chat. Remaster Resistance said he never got to play it.
So many opportunities to play this game. Just go and buy it now. It's the 3rd time.
It's like $40. It's less than 60. Just do it up.
Yeah.
It's a perfect. I mean, like, there's not a lot out right now either. Like, if you haven't been playing stuff, like, I mean,
it's a good time.
Monster Hunter.
Well, that's like it's gonna take
Dragon Ball.
Time.
Yeah, that's
Monster
it.
Hunter is like a billion-hour game.
We're finally there.
All right. Should I go first?
Yep, you can go first.
Right.
You can go first. Oh, you're gonna fight for the controller. Make you guys arm wrestle for the controller.
Up, dude.
It's just as fun to watch.
I'm sure all the controls are to my liking.
Oh yeah, totally. It is weird seeing this game at 60 frames a second.
Yeah.
It's really weird seeing this game at 60 frames a
second.
second.
What? They switched it to X for jumping?
Yep.
No.
You can change the controls actually. There's like a classic mode and like a revamped mode.
Yeah.
It's just bizarre. Like the game had such frame rate problems on the PS2. Like, I mean, every eco game has like its own performance issues because they just push the hardware so far. So it's really weird to actually see it running as well. Let's see. Philip Hike said it's my favorite console exclusive games. Arcana Legacy said, what do you think about the hidden golden coins added to this remake? Bluepoint hasn't revealed what they're for.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, apparently there's like gold coins hidden throughout the world that you can find.
Like Mario style?
Don't know what. Yeah, well, yeah, I assume you don't have to butt stomp the ground to get them. But,
no, I don't think so. They're just around.
Oh, the map looks nice. That's
HD map.
I like how it's Uncharted too.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Well, it's always had sort of like those clouds obscuring all the colossi.
Yeah, and
as you explore. The first few are easy to find, and then things get a little wacky trying to go around all these mountains and through the deserts. There's like sequences when you're in canyons where there are clouds are covering and you can't see like the sunlight's not penetrating the canyon. So all this holding up the sword stuff, you got to throw it out the window, and you can't have a direct route to the Colossus. So.
Someone said, is Eco and Shadow of the Colossus connected? They are, but I won't spoil how.
It's kind of like it's like a spiritual thing. It's like not like a direct, it's totally like connected, but like there's theories, but
it all sort of essentially takes place in the same universe.
Yeah,
I think. I mean, obviously all the art styles all very similar, and they sort of have this same kind of mythical. Where are you going?
This way?
Mythical vibe.
forgot how to like play this game.
Okay, I think you climb.
You climb up. Right?
You climb up where the horse dropped you off. He's trying to help you out. So try that sheer wall.
Over here.
Oh, there we go.
Oh.
Grab onto
It's R2
places.
now? Okay. I gotta get used to these controls. So
Yeah.
I remember.
You're gonna have to watch us do this twice, because then I'm gonna have to use the controls.
Okay.
Climb up.
I did it, guys. Don't worry about it.
Okay, so we make sure we keep the stream spoiler free. Some of us are. Some of them are. They're like, hey
What?
now,
What?
I want to
Don't-
enjoy this.
Yeah, don't worry. We won't spoil too
Yeah.
much. I mean, like, there's also something about this game is like super old, so you can't really spoil it because all there is to it is you're going to like explore this world and bring down all these different bosses.
Right, yeah.
You're only going to see in this stream the first hour or so of those bosses, so you may see one or two, and if you do, you're seeing ones that almost everyone's seen.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I guess maybe if you're younger and you didn't see any of the footage of the older games, you might not have seen them before, but it's nothing that is spoilery.
And the game's timeless, so even if you spoil it, it's still enjoyable.
Right.
But we're not going to spoil anything.
We have a friend watching who hasn't played it before. I think he's gonna play it today, so I don't want to ruin anything for him.
Oh,
Yeah,
is that Sample Haven?
He is one of my favorite friends. Not the
He
friend I was
did say-
talking about. He's played this game before. My favorite Colossus Som. Let me see. It's probably the desert one that you have to ride your horse to chase.
Oh, the bladder dragon?
It's so good.
Yeah,
that one is
that's
like
cool.
super fun.
Yeah.
And its scale is like probably the biggest one, I think.
Well,
Almost.
yeah, it's certainly like it's just sort of this multiple like kind of chain of stuff.
So I have a resin statue of this Colossus on my desk, and it had like this little figure of the guy holding the sword up. And like one year during carpet cleaning, I guess
Show
the
you where
carpet
the
cleaner
first
broke the little
No.
guy off, and it
Oh,
was
no.
gone. And like for years, I've looked on eBay, like trying to find like a broken statue where I can just get the little guy or something. And the problem is everyone's little guy broke. No one has the little guy, and it's like a $400 or $500 statue now. It's like impossible to find.
There we go.
Ooh, that I don't.
got a
They never
stinky
gave you
leg.
that red like
Yeah.
Yeah.
that like hint of stab here.
Right. He's already bleeding. Look.
So like what
Looks
you
kinda
may not
stinky.
know is like while he's shaking him, you have to press down a button to like grab on.
Right.
So like when like he feels you on his leg stabbing, he tries to shake you off, and if you don't hold on, you're
There
gonna
we
get
go.
thrown off.
So that's
Now
just
you go.
enough to get him on his
Now you can
on
go
his
up,
knees.
climb,
Now you
climb,
can
climb.
climb up.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
There we go. Okay.
Be careful. You don't want to.
You need to get into a standing mode so you can.
Like that.
There we go. Okay. Phew. Cool. Who gets a tattoo on their weak point? Really? Seriously?
I do.
They're just asking for it.
The red highlight is a millennial mode change.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently. It's hey, just because the game has good usability now, you can't blame that
Yeah.
on millennials.
But this was always a game that really,
Uh,
gave you the space and time to kind of figure things out for yourself, right? It's not hand-holdy in any way, like minus the little, UI tutorials in the beginning. It's all just very immersive and engrossing. Ooh, okay.
It feels so bad killing this guy.
Yeah.
His eyes.
He's like, ouch. But, yeah, there was this like really great like motion blur in the original. You really felt like you were getting whipped
Yeah,
around
yeah.
and stuff. Get your bearings.
Oh.
I feel like a monster, man.
Psycho Goat, Catfish 4444, Pie Dude 731, Mito, Ehab, Young Husky, Co-Milk, and Rob 4X. Thank you all for the follows.
Thanks.
Timmy, it's all you.
I'll take it.
Dude, that was impressive.
You
Like
earned it.
you like didn't fall off once. You just
What can I say? I'm the best. in
Way
this
to
game.
beat the first boss.
like that's more challenging if you've never done it before.
Oh no.
We have to avoid.
Get away.
You can try to run as long as you can from this, but at the end of the day,
Oh, every time.
every time.
Gets me. This is the price of greatness. Spitting out black stuff.
My favorite morning ritual.
Ooh. That used to be just a little like 2D thing, and we feel like
Now it's fancy.
now we're in the 2.
We're in the Stargate now.
We're in the Stargate.
Actually, the Stargate's way cooler because it's all like twisty.
Yeah, right.
This is more like
This is like a casual Stargate, like
just casual
kind of hanging out.
trip.
Right. A casual trip.
I noticed they changed some of the colors on the bosses, says Uncharted Phantom. Yeah, so this is an interesting question. There's been a lot of debate about this, since you guys are huge Shadow of the Colossus fans.
Mm-hmm.
This game adds a lot of detail.
Mm-hmm.
It fills in the blanks. There's something about the PS2 game and even just the HD remaster of it, which is very straight up just a remaster. Like, where there's sort of this surrealism to it, like you said, the motion blur, everything.
Mm-hmm.
Now a lot of that detail is filled in.
Mm.
Do you think that fundamentally changes it by adding in the detail, like versus having this kind of
personally think
abstract?
No, because like I think this game when it came out on PS2 is so ambitious visually that the PS2 was really holding it back. So like a lot of the lighting issues, a lot of the frame rate issues, especially, were because this game was trying to do a lot more than the PS2 could handle. So I very much feel like all this stuff they've done artistically with like these updated textures and foliage detail and lighting and stuff is kind of what I imagine the original team would have intended.
Mm-hmm.
And now like I guess the console's abilities have finally caught up to what the original vision of this game was, in my opinion. But I mean, obviously without asking them personally, we wouldn't really know. But I feel like it does it a good service. But
I'm a little on the fence because I think that when you've got technical limitations, you end up sort of making creative choices that you wouldn't really necessarily have done otherwise. And so, I think it had a lot of, charm in its own aesthetic that I can't really, in my mind, separate from the original game. And so how about I like them both?
Yeah, I think there's merits on both ends. But I think from a visual standpoint, I can totally agree with you. But I think for me, at least from a sound standpoint, like the initial game, while the sound was fine, it was good. I feel like a lot of the Colossi were pretty silent. So they completely redid, I think, all of the sound in this game. And I think it really benefited from it a lot because like now that the Colossi have like actual like vocalizations and like there's like more emotion there. So I feel like, like you were saying, you kind of feel bad for killing these beings. Like now that they can actually vocalize more and they have like more emotion that you can hear, I feel like it kind of makes it a more impactful experience on that side.
We should be playing with headphones just for
surround sound. Just blast it.
Plug it in. The chair should be shaking and stuff.
You like the D-Box?
Yep.
Right. I want to wear something, audio wise.
You need that force feedback vest.
Ow! Ugh! When I fall, it's like.
If you go do one of those like VR rooms, this is like the Star Wars
VR room on the Colossus. Oh my god!
The downside is you can't actually fall off. Is the problem.
I'm gonna go save. Check out this save action.
Wait, do you still have to go and save? There's no like modernized save system.
I wasn't reading. I didn't read it. Sorry.
I can't. That's.
Can you yet? There's like a
Does
prompt.
it teach you?
I should have read. There we go.
No.
I pressed all the buttons though, so I don't know what I did. Oops.
Look how tiny your health bar is, dude.
Should we go? Should we go? All right. I'm gonna do some stuff for the uninitiated here. I'm gonna go after some lizards and some fruit. So I'll show you guys. If you haven't done this before, this is how you upgrade your health meter and your grip meter.
Lizards, when I recall, I think they usually hang out by the shrines.
The save shrines, yeah. And anytime you find one of these like trees, well, here I'll head towards the next Colossus because that's kind of the fun stuff. Actually, no, I gotta hop off. I gotta get some fruit. Excuse me, guys. I'm hungry.
You're hungry.
I'm hungry for some fruit.
Gotta get your vitamins, man.
Yeah.
Para09 up. I think this remake lost the honorific atmosphere
from Game of Thrones. Honorific?
That the PS2 game had, maybe because of the illumination changes. And Jeremy Ricci said, does Dorman's voice sound different? Like we mentioned, they remastered all the audio in the game. Yeah, I think... I'm not saying it makes it... I don't think it necessarily makes it worse.
I don't see any fruit. All right, we're going.
But I do think it makes it different. It would just be like if, like, say you remastered, like, someone went back and redid all of the Star Wars 1977 effects in CG.
If someone did it, I'm not going to say who.
Yeah, if someone decided that it should all be CG now and updated, would that ruin some of the charm? And I think that argument that like choices you make. The thing is, though, it's like choices you make aesthetically were made because of the console limitations.
Yeah.
That said, like, well, we're still sticking to the console still sticking to the console. We're still sticking to what they made originally. We're just making it relevant to a current audience. So I can't.
Well, and they're doing it without, essentially, from what I understand, like without any influence or input from Fumita Ueda. So, if he was remaking it, maybe he'd have a whole different thought process on it. So,
well, apparently they
it looks really nice.
Apparently they ignored him in general. I feel like when
he was there, he was like, "Please listen."
When Ueda found out they were remastering, I think he found out like the same time the media found out. Like, they're remastering my game. So he like sent like an email or a letter to Sony or Bluepoint, like, "Hey, like, if I had to make this game again, here are the things I would have changed for like tuning and like other stuff."
Right.
And apparently they didn't like respond at all. This is just what I've heard online. It might be false. Who knows? But yeah, I think for this game though, like on that note, like,
well, it's also like such a weird thing. Like if you're Bluepoint, like, you know, it's not your thing, so you have to feel very nervous like touching it. Like if one thing, so we make and I don't really consider Ratchet and Clank on PlayStation 4 to be a remaster. That's like a remake. It's a new game.
You're reimagining.
It's a new imagining of that game. Mm-hmm. We didn't try to remake the original game. We were trying to do something different. Yes, we used the locations, but like the gameplay is completely different than the original Ratchet and Clank game. The weapons are different. The enemies are different in how they react. Yes, some of the maps and scenarios are the same, but it's essentially a complete reimagining of that. Whereas this, whenever you're just trying to kind of keep that same thing, it's that weird in-between land of like, well, how far do you go? How much do you change? How much do you make better? And I think that's like
I want to try to stand up on that. There we go. Hey guys, I used to be in a circus.
Yeah.
Watch out.
Yeah.
So I'm doing the essential getting lost mechanic in this game. I don't know where the Colossus is because I'm distracted by these guys. Anyway, fun. That's like half the fun. It's like, what's going on?
Adventure Call says Bluepoint is always on top of the remakes, and I agree with that. I think they always do a great job. I'm not saying they did a bad job, and I think they probably did. I think I probably would have made all the same decisions they made. It's just that interesting aspect of art and how everyone perceives this, especially with a game this timeless and classic. How do you perceive those changes to it? And I think anytime you change anything from a game like that, the people that grew up with that version of the game are probably going to be overly attached to it. It's just, I guess, like Nintendo's even done it. Though you think about the sprite changes for like Mario Brothers 1 on Super Nintendo.
Yeah, that's true. I think the thing is too is like, because this game's aesthetic was more or less kind of rooted in reality, I feel like remastering it to be higher fidelity is kind of a natural step up.
Yeah,
a lot of games that tried to like work with limitations did clever things, like having a very cartoony art style or cell shading to kind of work within, the console's ability to generate realistic graphics. But I feel like with this game, even though there are like colossi and like other things that aren't like real per se, like just in terms of the world art alone, it's all like natural things you would find, like life, like grass and trees and
like life.
Yeah, like life.
Yeah.
All
right, I finally remembered how to.
Oh boy!
All right, success, earthquake.
Your horse is not very thrilled.
No, but he's gonna stick with me.
Honoric is actually a word, apparently. I don't know it. Is it a word? Wait, just looked it up. Cool word, honoric. All right, I don't know. I'm not gonna look it up right now. Escobanzo, J Bonk 333, Izzy Tug, Sugar Dumplin 555, Dancer Gal 56. Wow, those last two scare me a little. And Boa Plays, and Fizzy Gig for the win. Thank you all for the follows. Arcana Legacy said, so what other games do you think would benefit from a proper remake? Man, there's probably classic. I would love to see Stranger's Wrath come back again. Like that's one that's like a classic. There's definitely
kind of a cult, favorite sort of kind of.
Yeah, and especially sometimes the games on the platform that isn't, because backwards compatibility has been a little bit of a lost art in the last few console generations. There's some games that haven't really made the jump and have been left kind of on dead systems.
Yeah.
That's one that comes to mind right off the bat. Man, I'm trying to think.
I've seen the chat, Melee HD, most definitely.
Yeah.
That game was untouched and just up-resed on other consoles. Be a happy man.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
This guy. I need some lotions.
Anti-Peter said, would you recommend this game? I've never played it. Well, Timmy would call it his favorite game of all time, and Alex would say it's one of his top 3 video games of all time.
Yeah,
so I think the answer is a resounding yes.
Up there, yeah. I don't think I need to be on my horse, so I'm gonna hop on off.
Quit horsing around, dude.
Hi, wild card. Oh, I see those hoofs have glowing symbols on them. What could that mean?
I wonder what that means.
No.
I mean, I think if you're in...
Oh. Yeah. Which way am I going to go? Oh.
Seeing him put his hoof on the ground makes me sad.
Let's get some fur stuff in here.
The thing that's cool about this game, too, is, a lot of these animations, feel pretty natural and fluid, but, these animations are basically untouched from the PS2 version.
Yeah.
And, these are things we take for granted, Uncharted, Tomb Raider, where, a lot of the animations are really contextual and, feel really natural and have a lot of weight to them.
Come on, buddy.
This game was doing that, 15 or so years ago, and, it looks great, so,
Well, even, if you look back, the special edition on the PS3 had some... come on, bud. Let's get up. Let's get up here. We're almost there. Oh, Christ. All right. Yep.
You're trying
just like the original.
Climbing to the right a little bit more.
I'm trying to get up.
There we go.
Up. Okay. And then just onto this sort of, Fern Gully mushroom platform thing here. Here we go.
Shoulder blade?
Yeah, his shoulder blade.
It's a blade. Shoulder.
But some of the original animations were done by Fumito Ueda himself.
Oh.
For some, I think this guy was a part of their demo that kind of, sold the game to Sony initially when they were pitching it. It was going to be a multiplayer game, I think, and so there's this really great video of 4 people, 4 guys, just like this guy here, on horseback chasing down this 4-legged beast, and
game would still be good today. We made a multiplayer version of something like this for sure.
Let's just keep on remaking this game till the end of time.
Yeah,
I say.
Someone said the Colossus reminds me of the giant dino in Ratchet & Clank. Yeah, kind of. We actually really. I feel like we had one where you took a giant robot kind of apart, but we definitely have always had the idea this game was for the longest time there was always people talking about in Ratchet we need to have a giant robot that you Ratchet would have to climb up Shadow of the Colossus style and unbolt pieces of him and basically disassemble the robot as he climbs up it to make his way through. We've kind of done bits of it. I don't think we've ever really pulled it off to the scale that this game does by any means, but that's always been Shadow of the Colossus was that. It has this idea for a Ratchet that was we talked about for a long time.
That's part of what I love about this game is it just has so much focus where it doesn't have a ton of mechanics, and there's not enemies that you fight along the way to the Colossi. It's just it's about sort of the loneliness of trying to make your way to each of the Colossi. And then you find this guy and you're hey man, how's it going? And then you kill him. And it's just, killing and hunting and killing and hunting, and it's kind of super focused. Yeah. I appreciate that about it.
Why do we think people don't make games that are this simple anymore? And Remaster Resistance offers not as profitable as an idea of why people might not. But what do you guys think?
It's kind of interesting because there's still really creative games being made today that are pushing the boundaries and stuff, but it depends. I feel like a lot of the really cool games you hear about that kind of change the way games can be played and stuff, for example Undertale, are usually more indie offerings rather than a major studio. But I mean, you could say there's been a shift towards like playing it safe with like anything major, not even games, but with movies and stuff too. But like, there's always going to be some developer, some person, or some studio coming out of the woodworks to try and kind of challenge like what the trend is for games. And I feel like this game, hopefully, having another resurgence in popularity would kind of help, like, make these unique single-player experiences more popular. But I mean,
well, I think
depends.
Well, games like this. Please no. He's got really good fingers. This game, I think in general, big, sort of fantasy games, and even just like a lot of like the big budget games that are out now, are about delivering on a fantasy, right? And for a lot of times that means like the fantasy of being a particular character. So whether it's like Red Dead or Watch Dogs or Star Wars, like that includes everything that character can do, right? And so, in a way, you're not satisfying the fantasy of this character or this role if you're not, presenting like 100% of what this character is capable of. Whereas this one is saying, well, we're inventing this new type of character. He's got a very clear mission, a clear goal.
He can climb and jump.
He can climb and he can jump.
Ride horses and shoot a bow and arrow. And
he's got one thing to do, right? And then in sort of these larger games, you have the story has to last however many hours and things like that. And I just think, the focus. I forgot what I was saying because I just.
Well, you're talking about like your point's valid. Like, so I'm talking about movies and blockbusters. So. AAA games are big, expensive endeavors to develop, right? And so generally there's a level of risk aversion and wanting to make sure that it'll appeal to the widest possible market. Right. Or something like this. I mean, even Shadow of the Colossus, I think it sold well on PS2, but it didn't sell that well compared. It was highly reviewed, highly regarded. And I think it sold way better than Eco did. But like Eco didn't sell super well at all, despite good reviews. And that was a
puzzle game, like all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, that was a different era too, where like there was still that kind of AA game, or I can't imagine these games were like the PS2 versions of these games were that expensive to make, and even like games as a whole weren't nearly as expensive to develop. So that's part of it. But I think you see games like this kind of in that indie space and in that smaller scale game space. I think a lot of games like that have moved into iPad and that sort of thing too, whereas the big AAA releases are all very, large games that are meant to keep going and engage people for a lot of time.
At the same time, the more these kind of games can be successful, I feel like it kind of like informs the general game trends a little bit. Like,
This feels like an experiment that other games can benefit from or capitalize on.
Yeah, because like eventually there will be some sort of fatigue where like more of the same and playing it safe will stop resonating with people. Maybe, I mean, it's just an idea, but like.
Well, and I think it's also interesting seeing the way like Microsoft might be changing kind of the financial model of games. Like if they are moving their first party games to like a Netflix sort of thing where they want people to subscribe, then maybe you don't have to sell. What would gaming be like if you were paying? If you're paying $10-15 a month, and it's kind of like Netflix, where there's a lot of stuff on Netflix that I wouldn't go buy the DVDs or go pay $20 to go see the movie theater, but I'll give it a shot because it's.
We got it.
Yeah.
There we go.
I don't
Since you're destroying all these beautiful creatures, what's one more?
Yeah. Exactly. Broke his legs off.
Zeke Fergay asked, "Do PS4 games take longer to make than PS3 games?"
I think at this point,
it's just like I especially think new AAA games, whether that's, I mean, like look how long Red Dead's been in development for. Spider-Man's been in development for a long period of time. Sunset took several years. I think that on PS3 it took less. I mean, it's just some of these things when they're this, and then the size of them and the scope. Obviously, even if they take the same amount of time as like a PS3 game took, there's a lot more people working on it to get it to that level.
Yeah. Also, like the bar for high polish is constantly raised, right?
Yeah.
Because what was a polished, super high polish on PS3 is not acceptable.
Yeah.
On PS4,
we have to have this sense that we're moving into the future and things like that. And so that's why it encouraged these huge investments, from companies to be like, well, we got to update our pipeline. We got to get all the art, the art pipeline to sort of match what people's expectations for beauty is now.
Yeah, and time is also money. The longer you work on a game, the more expensive it is. So I feel like, the more capabilities a new console has, the more you can do, the bigger games you can make, the prettier games you can make, and it always requires more man hours, more time.
But this is a PS2 game, and it's still awesome.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, like, even those games, again, a lot of the time that things take longer is like fidelity, cinematic nature, that sort of stuff adds a lot of time into it. Whereas,
gameplay itself, it's not something that
it's not gotten harder.
Quickly
yeah. But then again, like when all that other stuff is changing, it can sometimes create new hurdles. Someone said, Remaster said that he didn't think a game like this would sell well today because people don't take interest in things for as long anymore, so they need to pad games with loads of content to keep them playing as long as possible without forcing them to replay.
16 Colossi. What are you talking about?
Well, there's plenty here. I mean, I think, like, again, $40 price point, obviously, remaster or whatever, but, like, think about Ratchet last year, or 2 years ago.
It was like R2, sorry, L2, I think? Or L1? Just hit them all.
Oh, R2.
It's one of the triggers. It's the grab button.
What makes a game AAA? I don't know.
Yeah, that line changes every day.
It moves around. Generally speaking, if I'm thinking of AAA right now, and some people would say there's like a quadruple A because some game budget's around $100 million.
Sorry.
Oh, you're looking for
We're getting a wizard, yeah.
Some games are like $100 million now, or something like that, which I imagine like Red Dead would probably be in that. I don't know. That's my guess, is that Red Dead would be in that ballpark, given how long it is and how many people. Those might even be. Some people would. There's some people who would try to say quadruple A, but I think like that AAA game where those budgets are sometimes between $40 and $80 million in that sort of ballpark that are supposed to be the big tentpole games. So the Call of Duties. Well, Call of Duties are certainly, $100 million games. Like the Call of Duty, Battlefield, Red Dead, Uncharted. Those are Spider-Man would be AAA games. I wouldn't Ratchet 2016. I mean, I think we delivered a AAA experience, but it's not that full on.
It's on the right side.
It doesn't have. It's a 10-hour single-player game, so I'm not sure if you think of that as the full-on AAA style game. Usually, the other thing about AAA games is they're like a $60 full-price release. So anytime you're talking about like a $40 release, I kind of think that's usually going to be like a AA game. That doesn't mean that the game itself is any worse. It just means what you're offering in the package is maybe smaller.
Okay,
wow!
No, I think he stunned him. He's not actually dead.
Oh yeah, he's flipped over. Oh.
It's about the small victories, not just slaying a giant monster.
I got it, guys. Don't worry about it.
Boom.
Sorry, I suck at this.
I don't blame you. I think he's still
stunned again.
Stunned. This is important. I promise.
You gotta harvest resources and make your character stronger.
But this is again this whole mechanic is never taught explicitly. So if you were to find him, he's hanging out right on the edge there. He's asking for it. Get him. Right in the face. Okay.
Oh, there it is. Drop to the ground. Drop to the ground.
You can hit him with your sword too. He's still one more. Oh my goodness! Almost.
Go! I think he got it. Yes.
Cool. All right. One of the R buttons to pick him up. I think it's R2 to grab. There you go. Our grip meter has increased.
Nice. Very small.
Cool. But yeah, this game is sort of a slow burn, right? And it's about the dissonance between spending a lot of time looking for the Colossus and then the intensity of then finding it and going toe to toe. So yeah, it's not like the AAA games where there's constant sort of something in your face kind of happening, kind of leading you by the nose. But I think I appreciate that on a gameplay side because your brain, gets a chance to kind of invest in the game and not like kind of in this shallow way, like, well, what's the game done for me lately? It's like, no, you're going to get exactly what you put into this experience. and a lot of RPGs are like that, and that's what I like. I kind of get overwhelmed by lots of quests and items and things like that. So I like a game that's going to bring me through this sort of mythical world, but in a simpler sort of way. So.
Harry Parther says, "Is this game essentially Zelda but on PS4?" No,
No.
It's not like Breath of the Wild at all. I mean, like it's kind of like Breath of the Wild in that here's a big world and you can go wherever you want, but you can't.
That's kind of where the similarities are.
Yeah, that's really it. Like the gameplay is very very different between those two games, and this game is much more focused than Breath of the Wild is. Right.
And even though it is like a big open world technically, the open world is really just sort of a backdrop for you to make your way to each of the 16 colossi. So it's not like you've got this huge world to explore.
Yeah,
in
with
your
tons
own
of little
time.
stuff to find in it. No, it's this is the routes.
Yeah.
If you're just tuning in, this is Insomniac Live, our show where we play our games, other people's games, old games, new games, all sorts of stuff. We're playing Shadow of the Colossus, which is the 2016 remake, remaster, whatever you want to call it, of the classic PS2 game that came out from Team Eco in Studio Japan. Blue Point Games on the remaster. Timmy Jordan, one of our designers here on Spider-Man PlayStation 4, and Alex Previty, who is one of our audio designers here, also working on Spider-Man for PlayStation 4. My name's James Stevenson. We're talking to you in the chat, and we've killed 2 Colossuses, and we're off to a third. If you haven't played this game before and you have a PS4, it's definitely worth your $40. It's Timmy's favorite game of all time. Alex's one of his top 3 games of all time. I think it's probably like in my top 20 overall, which is just like this list of like insanely good games. So it shouldn't be held back because it's in 20. There's so many good games over the years that it's in a great company either way.
I just went in the circle, didn't I?
No,
I don't think
like
so.
You're kind of in a different spot. It's still the wrong spot.
Oh.
You need to.
It's
so
cool.
let's see. It's probably going to send you back inside because there's like a lake in the middle of this. Okay, so
it's cool.
look at the map real quick.
Don't worry about it.
So it'll be down, and the next time you see a left turn.
Thanks, Timmy. I appreciate your help.
You got it.
Remaster Resistance asks, when's the Remaster Resistance collection, James? Well, that's Sony, man. That'd be cool. Actually, Ted sent an email. Never mind.
I was about to say.
Like,
whoops.
No. It was some Resistance. There was an email that had some old Resistance concept art in it that was really cool, and I was like,
wouldn't it be
man,
nice?
I would love to like. That's what I was going to mention about that is like that concept art. Was that a lizard you just ran past on the ground?
I think it's a regular one.
Yeah.
Oh, you need the blue line ones.
He has nothing to offer me.
It's just a lowly lizard. Yeah, the only lizards with special powers are the ones by the save shrines. Oh! Okay, fork in the road. Wait, hold on, pull out your sword.
Look at those visuals.
Yeah, that's pretty.
That's pretty great.
It looks awesome.
My eyes feel great.
It's definitely behind you. Huh?
But is it?
Hit the wrong fork.
Yep. Okay, yeah, so hit the other fork. Sorry.
It's cool, man.
Yeah, you backseat horse rider here.
We're a team.
Yeah, we're a team.
We're all playing this together.
Timmy Jordan.
Team.
I don't know. It's late. I'm tired.
Nah, I wasn't. There was actually
not late.
Everything they said Remaster Resistance about there's nothing to talk about is true, but there was a couple awesome images that you've never seen before that are like old Resistance images, and they were rad. And I one of my things is to see if I can possibly like put them out at some point because they're cool. Just old leftover Resistance concept art that was never released though. That is really really neat. That's the whole reason I was talking about that is because there was just a concept art email.
So this Colossus is really cool. This is one of the most iconic Colossi in this game, I think.
Arcana Legacy, thanks for hosting us. Sumerian LX, what was that? 62? Sumerian 62? L is 50,
two,
right?
You can
What open?
R2, and you can go underwater, and you swim a little faster, but then your breath goes down.
Thanks for the follow. Fuel Tastes Bad, thanks for the follow. So Cheeky, thanks for the follow. Canaan Fire and K40 Tick Legend, thanks for the follows. There was supposed to be a flaming bird Phoenix Colossus which you had to drop in a lake from a cliff, but they cut it.
Sounds
That would
fun.
be pretty cool.
too many elemental effects. The VFX is probably
probably just murders the PlayStation 2. The PlayStation 2 melts down and starts smoking.
Right.
I think someone was able to run the ROM for this game on an emulator, and they were able to find all these hidden things and cheat out of the map and find hidden areas and stuff.
All just little remnants of...
Jump art. There you go.
I got you, bro.
Yeah. I'm feeling it. Viscerally. Oh my god, we're so high.
Any updates on Spider-Man's release date? No. Does fuel taste really bad? Jet fuel doesn't taste very good. It smells terrible too.
I wouldn't imagine the scenario in which I would have to taste that.
Do you know that you can put a cigarette out in jet fuel?
I don't want to try that.
No, you totally can. The burning point of jet fuel, the ignite point of jet fuel is super high, so you can literally take a lit cigarette and just dip it in and they'll put it out. It doesn't blow up or anything.
That's why you watch the stream, to find out this kind of
information. I did some pyro for an air show once and I got to play with jet fuel.
Like a disclaimer at the underneath this when they're watching.
Don't try it at home.
Don't try this at home.
I mean,
unless it's this, and then you can try it at home.
Jet fuel is kind of hard to get your hands on anyway. But it's fun to blow up.
Yeah,
it's really
that's
fun
true.
to blow up. Oh, did
you
you watch
do a blowing up stuff stream?
Well, did you guys? Elon Musk had one yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Which was pretty cool. I think my favorite thing of that whole stream, the car floating in space is cool, but the two rockets landing simultaneously next to each other just looks like something out of a sci-fi movie. This guy actually does sort of hate you. The first two kind of ignore you and just sort of throw you off. And this guy actually swings a sword at you. Mm-hmm. It's kind of a blunt sword.
It's more like he's kind of throwing a building at you. Or
Yikes. This cool guy got it. Don't worry about it.
That's pretty sweet, though.
He's got some cute petite feet there. Look at him. How does he stand up? He should be like, whoa.
On his little ball
but that wouldn't satisfy the fantasy of this.
He should be wearing heels.
Yeah. Be careful of the edge of the. Yeah. If you hold R2, you should be able to grab the corner. Yeah.
Get that fur. Get to the fur. Get to the fur.
Here you go.
Oh, hey.
Oh, just like the original.
I think you have to wait now, right?
Oh, hold on.
I think there's. I remember.
Yeah, I remember.
Do you remember?
I remember.
I remember.
So there's some, every one of these bosses is a little puzzle.
Remember Han Solo? Remember Chewbacca? Sorry, I didn't mean to go all South Park on everybody.
Ooh, there's the audio, those new sounds, the creaks. Very nice. I don't want to call my horse.
Yeah, no, man, your horse is not going to help you now.
Sorcery Warriors, do you want tips on this, Colossus? You've probably never played the game. You haven't been listening because all three of us have beat this game. Me twice. Timmy every other year.
Yeah.
Alex said 5 or 6 times. Timmy says it's his favorite video game of all time. Alex has it in his top 3. I'd say it's in top 20, top 25.
Got him.
How do people know the boss names without knowing any names?
They have names?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they all have names but I think it's concept art books or stuff.
Yeah.
There's stuff that put the names out eventually.
There's the dude with the sword, the beard guy. There's just that's how I remember.
The only time it's simply in Mega Man, just whatever it is and put man at the end.
Yeah.
Good. I get it.
Oh, they had to give you the hint.
Yeah.
I know what to do. It's just taking a while.
Mm-hmm.
They had to give you a hint. Did the original game give you hints in those situations?
Yeah, for a while.
He would. Norman would chime in and
be like, "Hey, idiot, stop dying."
Kite him away first.
Sorcery Warrior, I'm sorry I didn't get your joke. My sarcasm detector's broken. Costco Boy.
S.
I was trying to think. I thought, when I read Costco Boy's name, I was thinking it was Costco Cowboy. And I kind of thought that was an awesome name, the Costco Cowboy.
He rolls in.
Both names are pretty
takes
good.
what he needs and he rolls out.
Only in bulk, though.
Only in bulk. He packs up the burrow and they go for it.
So Costco Boy, thanks for the follow, as well as Reloading Knife. Thank you for the follow. I do... Oh, I see. You have to get him to smack the...
Yeah. Right on the center. See if you can do it.
I get it, dude.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there you go.
Are your hands all sweaty?
Yeah.
Mine were
So
too.
sad.
I'm at mom spaghetti mode right now.
Some of the trophies mention the name, but there were no trophies in the PS2.
Only the ones in your heart.
Yeah.
It's about what you earn inside.
This is a hedgehog asked any date when we'll see box art for Spider-Man. Nope, no date that I can announce when you'll see boxes for Spider-Man.
There you go.
Trust me, we will love to show you stuff and tell you stuff as much as you guys will love to hear it. But all things in good time.
There's I think in time attack mode, even on the original, when you beat each of the Colossi in time attack mode, and you get these special items. One of them is this harpoon that you can throw.
Oh, so close.
I got it.
Which would make this boss a lot easier right now if you had the
Yeah, harpoon right
yeah,
now.
it sort of ruins the experience because you're just like, oh, I can see the weak spot. And you just go.
Well, I'm like just gonna lay on the ground for a while.
He can't see you if you don't move. Right?
Alex just lays there, gets like crushed.
Maybe he'll.
I'm gonna die. It's cool. Don't worry about it.
Don't
See, regenning health.
believe in yourself. Do believe in yourself. Sorry, I didn't. Don't believe in yourself.
What kind of PS2 game do you think this is? Regenerating health.
Yeah.
Holding R2. There we go.
There you go.
There.
Like
you
a
go.
champ.
But yeah, I love.
Alright, finally.
They get some really cool variety of, body shapes for the Colossi in this game. Like some of them are sort of human themed, a lot of them are animal themed, and there's some crazy ones that I was not expecting later on in the game.
Yep.
Is it a spoiler to talk about what other Colossi are in the game? We're only
I
going to
don't
see
know.
3.
If you're upset, you can hit the mute button right now because we're going to spoil
Yeah.
some of the later Colossi since this is an old game. Nothing's really that much of a spoiler since we're not going to show you playing it, just talking about what kind of stuff you'll face. But if you're worried about it, mute us for a few seconds.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. There's this super cool cat Colossus. It's about like the size of your horse.
I love that one.
And it's really unexpected just because you're used to all these really huge colossi, and you have to fight them. Well, okay, I'm not gonna talk about how you fight them, but man, yeah, just like the sheer variety of body shapes in this game is
really
really
cool. Yeah.
really cool.
Some of the jumping's a little glitchy.
Just like the original, man.
But
It's
I don't know, it's
true to
different.
form.
So, Belgor says, what's your next non-Spider-Man game? I don't care about Spider-Man. Well, you should care about Spider-Man. You should check it out because it's going to be great. But that's what we're focused on. Everyone here is focused on that. So I don't have anything else to talk about because everyone here is working on Spider-Man. What do you guys think of trophies? Platinum ends up taking the fun out of a game? I don't know how Platinum takes your fun out of a game. You just don't have to care about them, right? Or is it that you really want the Platinum and it's not fun to get it? Is it so completionism? I'm not sure what your problem is, Denico92. Because to me, I just don't care about trophies. If I see one, I might go for it, but I don't really... It doesn't bother me not to get a trophy or not have a Platinum on a game. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm still playing the PS2. So I
Yeah.
don't really, trophy what? I don't know.
It'd be nice if you could get trophies for your PS2 games.
My mom will give me a trophy for every game that I beat. Does that count? Is that yeah? And yes, that was not in the past tense. That was present tense.
I play games on Xbox and on, so it's both my scores kind of suck because I haven't committed to one or the other.
Right.
What?
What?
All right, whatever.
What? Oh wait, you know what? Just switch maybe.
I'm not
Is this
upset
gonna
or
work as
anything.
easily?
There you go. There you go. That controller is charged.
Oh, come on. That was like the killing blow, maybe.
Justin, you had one job, man. I'm just teasing. I don't know. Professional stream. Guy. Next time you guys are sitting at home on your couch and your controller suddenly disconnects.
It's the people stream.
Yeah, it's We have problems too.
You can do it.
I think so, but will you?
The slow-mo is a nice touch. And that little sound effect.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Oh, I can feel like I beat it. Ooh, I get the winning. I get the trophy because I was holding the controller when that happened.
It's fine. I'm a generous.
I love how you go flying off and down it again, like in the distance, like oh.
I think you can actually still like hold on while the cinematic is playing.
How about if you let go, you go flying off?
Oh, there was a glitch someone posted yesterday of this game. Where like
I want to jump in the water.
I forgot which Colossi it was, but like you got caught under its foot and just went flying to the air like 10 miles. It's pretty good.
Chung USX7, thanks for the follow. Back through the Stargate.
Back through the Stargate. What are we in? Are we in one of those? I don't know.
It's the subway.
Just don't look
back then.
The Stargate in the mouth, or whatever. The gift Stargate.
Choo choo. It's like, but this subway is well maintained.
It's a loading screen, is what it is.
It's not possible to escape the ink. It's just the fun of trying.
Yeah.
It's waking up those three
the Hedgehog asked if interns get to be on the credits for games you work on. Yeah, I think they're in like a special thanks section or something like that. There's a section that they are in. I don't know which one it is.
When I interned on a Ratchet for PS3, I think there was an interns section that listed all the interns on the game.
Yeah.
It depends.
Yeah, they're definitely listed somewhere. I just don't know where.
Yeah, they're credited.
Yeah, they're in the credits. They're not in the Insomniac section unless they work here, unless they like become a full-time employee. But there's some sort of section for interns. This game lets you redo boss fights and has stats you can follow if you're trophy hunting, which makes it less of a hassle.
That's cool.
That's nice. If you ever want to just go fight a specific Colossus.
Because you can just go back to any of these broken shrines and go kneel down, and then you can replay them.
Can you do that now, or only after you beat it?
I know in the original it was only on hard mode when you play again. You would get the time attack mode, but let's see.
Let's try it out, dude.
Well, I'm gonna see if it's possible, but I'm not gonna go play another one.
No.
But yeah, I think it's only during time attack mode. So in a way, when you're talking about having lots of content and sort of replayability, this game actually, really does have a good amount of replayability. And there's some interesting places that you can get to if you get your grip meter
fully charged
large
up,
enough.
so you can
There's
climb.
there's some crazy, I think you can climb to the top of this castle, but you have to have totally maxed out grip meter in order to get there.
Well, there was a glitch on the PS2 version. They patched it in the PS3 version, where if you jumped diagonally, it wouldn't use any stamina. So you could actually get to the top of the tower in the PS2 version without max, but it took forever.
Apparently in this version, if you go to the corpse, you can replay it.
Okay.
Oh, the corpse of the... Okay, yeah.
So if you actually go to their body, you can replay even during the middle of the
Yeah,
game.
I've never... I think I've gone around to the corpses sometimes, and they have some really cool, overgrowth kind of covering them up. So are we gonna have time for another one?
Yeah, we got 15 more minutes, 20 more minutes.
Shoot.
So yeah,
Let's do it.
If you could race, we can take out a fourth Colossus, which is pretty incredible.
Which one is this?
What's the fourth one? Is this the bird? This might be the bird.
Ooh, that's not gonna be a 15-minute.
My favorite thing.
The music is very.
All you Spidey fans, man, I hope you're paying attention to the stream room today. That's all I have to say.
I haven't noticed anything.
I'm looking the wrong way. I don't know what's going on around me.
Let's see. Would we ever revisit Spyro? Probably not. Doesn't seem likely. You never know, but probably not. Spyro is awesome. You have this lovely Spyro statue.
Is that his Spyro hero thing with the toys still a thing?
I don't think so. I think Skylanders at least is on ice for a little while because I think Toys to Life kind of.
It seemed like they'd all just kind of pooped out at the same time.
Yeah. I think everyone made too many toys and had warehouses full of them, and then people stopped buying.
It was like an arms race of toys.
Yeah, Activision still has the Spyro stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then Lego did one for a little while.
Yeah, and that didn't.
Disney Infinity got killed when the studio.
They made too many Yondus.
They had too many Yondu.
Which the thing is, if they made Yondu after Guardians 2. Then everyone would have wanted the Yondu one.
Yeah.
But it was after Guardians 1, you're like, eh.
This is the I call him, he's like the horsey zebra
I love
kind
this
of
one.
guy. Yeah, this one's cool. Yeah, again, the sort of mixture of environmental stuff with the Colossus itself. Like,
Yeah, it's very beautiful.
Yeah.
Cool.
After the stream, can I just like stay in here and
And
just keep,
play all
keep
day?
playing it all day?
Got nothing to do. So
And you can just no skin off my back. I mean, I'll probably go take my copy of the game home tonight, but until then.
Yeah, whose copy is this? Is this yours?
This
is your personal copy.
My
You're
personal
so generous.
copy of the game. Yes.
All right. So I'm gonna bring my horsey
But
over
thanks
to
to
that
my
horsey.
friends at Sony for hooking it up.
Yeah.
Jen Hallett, you're the best. Probably not watching.
This guy looks like Zant from Twilight Princess.
Yeah, kind of. I can see that. Twilight Princess is like that's a Zelda game that could use a remaster.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Skyward Sword 2 actually would be. Nintendo could easily put some like remastered Zelda games on the Switch. Easily. Well, I mean
that.
Well, you know what I'm
What's
saying.
the
Like
problem?
that shit would sell for them. Like, that would be a.
Okay.
I would
Just
totally
gonna turn
replay.
around here and just okay, nice horsey.
Run away!
I haven't played a Zelda game.
I'm gonna leave my horse
since
alone.
Ocarina of Time, which is sad. I played Breath of the Wild for like 5 hours and it was amazing, but in between that, and
The best 5 hours of your life.
it was honestly
Even?
really great. I just don't own a Switch, so
Mm-hmm.
Gotta get one, man. Switch is
I
great.
know.
Like my roommate has one, but I'm like, but it's not mine. I want it to be mine.
yeah, it's really tempting. I think the price will probably drop later on this year, so there'll be even more.
Maybe they'll
tempting.
put Shadow of the Colossus on it. I don't know.
Skyrim.
Oh,
Just Skyrim.
There is Skyrim on
Two
the Switch.
Skyrims.
There's Skyrim on the Switch. I haven't played that, but it is on the Switch.
The game has probably
Isn't that
been
Doom is on there too?
ported so many times.
Yeah,
Where's
I
this
mean,
guy?
he's hiding. I remember this one.
Oh, he just wants to go sleep. Poor guy. You got a duty.
Oh, there's an arrow in my butt.
It's like, huh?
I actually damaged him, huh?
Yeah, they do a
Yeah.
little bit of
It
damage.
just caps it off, though. You can't do any more.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Just enough to show you that you're annoying him.
Although, from time to time, when you get those extra items and weapons,
Yeah.
I think there is a certain where you can actually,
Mm-hmm.
which
Like
is
the
just-
spears will definitely.
which is not fun at all.
Yeah, some dude said they need to cut out quite a bit of the intro tutorial for Skyward Sword. Yes,
Mhm.
yes they do.
That was
Skyward
when they
Sword
really
is like
maxed
7
it out.
hours of like slow build.
I mean, in a way, I think like maybe not games like this, but certainly like Dark Souls, things like that have had a really a big impact on like tutorialization around
Yeah.
the industry.
Yep, for sure.
For sure.
Hiatus, thanks for the follow. Giantess Fetish, thanks for the follow. And Some Dude, thank you for following.
Some dude. I know that guy.
You know Some Dude?
Some dude.
Yeah, well, he is Some Dude, huh?
Oh, hey, buddy.
I feel like, man, I remember in my head, I think when they
What is
showed
he
us
doing?
this game as journalists, we fought the very first Colossus, and then we could fight this one too.
Oh, cool.
I
Is that his head? That's not his head. Okay.
Nope.
No, I think
All
that's
right.
his butt.
Whoops.
This
Sorry,
took me a while to
America.
figure out.
Just gonna figure out where he's got little like dreadlocks that he's gonna drop in front of the window
Oh
here.
yeah.
But I gotta get him to. They like went whole hog on this like animal, does whatever the heck he wants thing with Last Guardian.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, buddy.
He sounds awesome. I like his new vocalizations.
Right in the noggin. How about that?
Uh-oh. Oh. Run away! Run away!
One thing I will say though, not to knock Blue Point, they did an amazing job, but I'm not sure how I feel about his face.
his face?
Yeah, because it was kind of like a single polygon in the PS2 version,
Did you like it that way?
so there was like not a lot to really go off of. So I think they had kind of more of an open interpretation of like what his face would look like in high fidelity. But like I don't know,
Well, there he is.
it's subjective, obviously.
I don't like faces in general. I don't think anything can have a face. Sick of faces. Come Come on, buddy.
I always remember this one frustrated me a lot.
We're definitely... Okay, so if he thinks I'm down here, then I can...
okay.
I can use one of the doors to get onto him.
I think you have to make him think you're in one of the doors and then go around to another one.
Correct.
Yeah.
But I don't remember...
But I thought I remember, like, I'm jumping on his sweet hair beads that he has. Okay, he's going to that one? Where's he going? Okay.
Because he'll do an animation where he like gets down lower to look inside of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But first he stomps around a bit, he throws a tantrum. And then we jump on
Which is kind of cute. I kind of feel bad.
Yeah. They have so much personality. And then you stab them! Come on, buddy. Oh, this is torture.
Yeah, it's like the trick of getting him actually over there. To that. Because Wait.
I think he's going to do it.
Okay, I get it. Okay. I re-get it. A lot can happen in a year, guys. I can forget a lot. Okay,
There you
here
go.
we go. So he thinks I'm over here. Well, I am over here. And then I'm going to run this way. This is nothing hairbead related.
You got it, man.
Thanks, man.
Although I think you can do it that way. I remember.
Yeah, I remember like it was a dream or something. I remember it. So, deceive him. Here we go. Yeah,
There we
okay,
go.
here we go. Here we go, guys. It's
You tricked
very
him, and now
convenient
he's
that he has a
looking in the hole.
staircase on his
the
butt.
butt, right? Can you
Yeah,
grab
man.
Please. Oh, goodness. Don't make me do this again.
Use
Dude.
the horse, right?
Use the horse, Luke. Okay, here we go.
There it
Here
is.
we go.
Okay.
Sorry.
You're like, please get this,
Yeah.
get this. Oh, he
I was
gets up.
starting to see my life flash before my eyes. I was like, am I going to get on this guy?
Stab him right in the back of the neck.
God, he's so mangy. I knew a dog like this. Oh, look at him go. He's like, shake
Do a
it
little
out.
shake.
Yeah. He's like, oh yeah, could you scratch my back a little? Ah!
Hey, that's my neck, man. What are you
Yeah.
doing?
Come on, let's do a big one. How about this? Got him.
Consider it it's like acupuncture.
This guy is just made of stairs in different ways. Okay, and now I'm in a weird spot. That's cool. Okay, and just really, really awesome design on all these guys. Now for the serious moment.
Yep. Taking it down.
Mm-hmm.
So that initial spot on his back, is that just kind of like
It's to get him to drop his neck so you can jump
Yeah.
onto his head. Where the ultimate weak spot is.
Ultimate weak spot.
For massive damage.
I think, because, some Colossi have multiple weak spots that kind of like when one of them... Oh, is he going to try to shake me off in the trees? Doesn't he know I can climb trees too?
Yeah. Black the Hack and Fusion Gamer, thanks for following.
Right. We don't have so many jokes when we start murdering innocent
Yeah,
creatures.
it's like,
It's sort of like, oh god, I have
All
to...
because he liked this girl, man. He can't say
Right.
can't say goodbye.
I don't know anything about her. I'd like to learn like something about her.
She must be great.
She's has to be. Obviously, we wouldn't be doing this.
This game is like Big Buck Hunter meets Romeo and Juliet.
With less guns. Big Buck Hunter would just be like, it's like I'm calling in like an airstrike on this Colossus.
All right, now everybody's sad.
These are like half dead anyways. What is Rip?
One more gravestone in the
He
graveyard.
just has an exoskeleton. That's all.
Oh, run from me!
Oh, I'm stuck under his thing. What? Yo.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, next time. Maybe next Colossus I'll be able to get out.
A giant enemy crab. I mean horse. Yeah, so that's a look at Shadow of the Colossus. You actually saw like a quarter of the game.
Yeah, pretty much it.
It's a classic.
Mm-hmm.
It's some of your guys' favorite games of all time. Are you guys going to be replaying it now on PS4?
Yes, definitely.
As soon as I finish playing Yakuza 0, which is taking forever, but I'll buy it after I finish that, hopefully.
Yeah.
Find
all the little... If there's any extra secrets, find out what these gold coins
are all about. Yeah, you would definitely want to be one of the people to unlock that.
So where are they located? Are they like...
They're in like little like secluded. I've seen some screenshots, kind of like in caves and stuff, and you kind of see them illuminated a bit.
All right.
Actually, with the photo mode for this game too, you could go in and take some nice pictures, some pretty pictures. Oh, look, the horse is even concerned.
Well, the horse likes her, so I guess she's okay.
It really, I don't like this chick at all, but my horse really does. So
really,
I'm gonna go kill all these creatures because, like, my horse is pretty upset. Yeah. My horse has been sort of depressed.
She needs some sunscreen. There's a little light ray on her.
You can't get sunburned when you're dead.
You heard
Look,
it here.
if she's dead, certainly the revival power of killing the Colossus will cure any sort of sunburn she has too. Like. It's like she can get burnt to hell, and I think she'll be all right when the Colossus life force enters.
She's in some kind of a stasis here. That's the bird one. Okay.
Oh yeah, I think that's up next. Yeah,
that's cool.
And there's a snake. Yeah.
The lizard. One of my favorites is there's like a lizard in the inside of like a tower. And like
that one's so fun.
It's climbing on the inside of this thing, and it shoots poison at you. Oh my god, so great.
I wonder if I have photo mode out for a spin.
I don't know if I think I may not have enabled it, unfortunately.
Oh man!
You pressed down on the D-pad. Sorry, I should have left it on.
Worst day ever.
You have to start a whole new game just to get photo mode.
No, I imagine in the main settings you could turn it on.
Yeah,
but it's like a base setting. I'm not sure if it. I don't know if it must give you better performance if it's not turned on.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe. I don't know why they would have it set there and as a on-off, but it was when you like set HDR and all that.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Again, it doesn't matter. You shoot her in the head. You could shoot her in the head.
But you're role playing. I don't. Alex, I'm learning so much about you right now.
I'm just experimenting.
She's already dead. She can't get more dead.
Kill her anymore.
You've already made the deal. Right. If I kill the Colossuses, she's completely healed. Everything comes back.
Let's see what happened.
Oh, someone said you can re-enable it from the pause menu if you want to.
I did notice a manual save button in the pause.
Oh, so you don't even have to go to a shrine.
Nice job, Blue Point.
Well, this is a quick game. Does it say...
Hit a manual.
Hit settings, yeah. You go settings if you really want to see if the...
Why am I so paranoid? Hit the manual save. Please, I don't want to do this again. Don't make me kill these colossi again.
I can't. The pain's too much. The pain's too much.
I can't.
Cool. Well, guys, thanks for coming in and play Shadow of the Colossus today.
Yay. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, everyone out there, if you haven't played it, check it out. It's available now. $39.99, PlayStation 4. You can download it. You can buy it on a disc. It's great. Even if you have played it before, you may want to play it again because it's beautiful and they did a really nice job on it. That's all for today. Tomorrow, what are they playing tomorrow, Justin?
Shoot, I'm not sure.
Some new VR game.
Oh yeah.
Fusion some. Fuck, I don't know. Friday we're gonna play Deadlocked. Because the servers are getting shut down for Deadlocked and Up Your Arsenal next week on PS3, so we're gonna get some Deadlocked in.
It's not for a long time.
Yeah, you may want to make sure your PlayStation 3, if you want to play with us, is all set up and ready to go. Because we'll just play some public games and play with whoever and have a good time, and that'll be the end of I don't know what. 13 years of Deadlocked Online.
Be good.
So it should be a good time on Friday. So we'll see you guys. North Carolina guys will see you tomorrow in VR, Twitch, 11 a.m. Pacific, and then we'll see you back here Friday, 2 p.m. Pacific. Thanks for watching us play Shadow of the Colossus. We'll see you next time.